Hello, welcome back to the channel. I had this question a couple times recently in Spanish and English, actually, interestingly enough. And the question was, can I represent myself as an agent on the purchase or sale of a home? It was more of a buyer's question referencing the purchase of a home. But I've had it before where they've asked me, can you represent yourself on the sale of a home? So represent yourself is representing yourself. And just like attorneys, we actually can represent ourselves, and experienced, smart agents, we choose not to. Whenever you see a lawyer being in some kind of litigation or some personal lawsuit of some kind on TV, the news, whatever it might be, you'll notice that there's other attorneys that represent them, whether one or multiple attorneys. That's because they choose not to represent themselves, although they can. So for us, it's the same as real estate agents. You can represent yourself as a buyer or as a seller on any transaction. However, there's a couple reasons why smart, experienced agents don't do that. Number one is when you're buying a property, the process of buying a property is highly emotional. It doesn't seem like it sometimes for some people, but for the consumer who's not experienced, people who are not investors, or people who's maybe their first, second, or third property that they're buying, it could be very nerve-wracking. It could be stressful, worriness. Is the loan gonna happen? Is what about the inspections? Am I paying too much? Am I paying too little? Am I being represented correctly? Is the seller taking advantage of me? Whatever might be going through a consumer's head, it creates stress. And people may not show it sometimes, but I know it's stressful. So when you're representing yourself, adding that emotional stress and emotional roller coaster to that process, attached to the financial side of the purchase or the sale of the property, usually when you represent yourself as an agent, it ends up impairing your ability to negotiate. People get so attached to the outcome emotionally and financially. They're already attached whether they want it or not, but emotionally get so attached that sometimes they find themselves demanding things that shouldn't be demanding, asking for things that shouldn't be asking, creating a loss for themselves because you could have gotten a better deal or a better offer or whatever the case may be, and then it costs you money. So on average, you end up losing money. And so that's one of the reasons agents who are smart and experienced don't represent themselves. Now there's another reason that is very critical that is usually overlooked even by experienced agents. For example, attorneys, doctors, a lot of different industries, ourselves included, we have to have malpractice insurance. In our industry, it's called errors and omissions insurance. So most insurances, when you represent yourself as an agent and there's some kind of problem and you end up in some kind of litigation, those insurances more often than not don't cover you. I can't speak for all insurances because I've only dealt with a few of them, but the consensus is that a majority of the insurances that provide E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance for agents, when you represent yourself in a transaction, you get denied, you get disqualified from the insurance. So it's too risky to even do that. And I find that in conversations with experienced agents, there may be great, amazing agents, but sometimes that's very easily overlooked, like I mentioned. So it's a two different factor here. Somebody who's experienced may not be familiarized with the insurance clause, but somebody who's experienced and who's smart will never represent themselves, period. I hope you like this video. I hope you find value in the video. If you like it, please give it a like. If you would like to share it with somebody, please share it. And if you would like to subscribe so you can stay up to date with more videos like this, please support the channel by subscribing.